Here we are. We are here. Awesome. Good morning, everybody. I am here with organism. Do you call yourself an organizational? No,
Uh,
clutter free.
yes, that's correct. I'm a clutter-free consultant. Actually, I like to say, I'm going to say this for the first time. I am hashtag clutter-free Estelle.
Oh, I love that. So this is Estelle Poire.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes,
Yes,
yes, and yeah, and I made sure to check ahead because you are living in
in
Canada.
correct. Yes, in the
Yes. Yeah.
in
And
Quebec City, Canada.
oh, you're actually not that far from me.
No
Did
way.
you know that? I'm in New Hampshire, but
That's not far.
that's right. When people from here go to Canada, they go to Quebec. That's how, yeah, because you're straight up from here.
Absolutely. And we have a lot of Americans coming to Quebec City. They love
Americans.
it, and I absolutely love when they come to Quebec City. And now we have no more people coming to
Oh,
work.
I didn't think of
Oh,
that.
it's so
Oh,
sad.
that's right.
It's so
You can't.
sad.
Oh, that must be really sad
It
for the people dependent on the money.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah, I wonder when that's all gonna ease up some. That'd be awesome. You guys, I think, are stricter right now than we are.
Oh yes, yeah, quite a bit. We're getting there, but certain part of the province are struggling a bit more. So yeah, eventually.
Yeah,
Now
we got a lot of my peoples on. We got Marie on. She's on a lot. I love Marie.
yeah.
Megan. Marie's in Arizona. Tamara's in Michigan.
Oh nice.
Yay! We got people from all over the place.
Wow. Did
Yay,
I
yay,
tell
yay, yay.
my parents? Actually, I was almost born in the U.S. I was almost born in Michigan. My parents were living there just before I was born, and then at some point, I guess they just came back, and there you go. I was
Yeah.
born here.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything outside of the country is exotic to us. I'm sure you feel that way too. So you're like exotic. Thank you. Thank you for being exotic with us. um, Now I want to get started with you deal with cleaning up the clutter, create your authentic clutter-free life. So it's clutter anxiety you're trying to get rid of. But how back up to how did you even get interested in this?
I guess that would be two things. I guess the first one would be I guess I was born and raised in a family where, I mean, especially my mom. I mean, both my parents were very tidy and organized and clean people, and they were, I guess, careful with money, and they were also really thoughtful about what matters really. And so I guess that material possessions were things that you would buy and then you would keep them for a long time and then you would maintain them and you would care for those material possessions and you would love them to pieces. So yeah.
You must have ran across someone who didn't do that, is or you watched Hoarders with me on TV,
Oh
and
my,
then
that
right.
drives me nuts. It gives me a lot of anxiety. Make me, I'm a bit OCD, right? So I'm gonna be like, oh my god, make this work.
I watched that show to make me feel better about my house.
You know what?
I'm like, man, I'm not that bad. Yeah. So, but I mean, is because you found out that other houses weren't like yours?
No, I guess that I guess I was born and raised like that. I was brought up that way, and I remember a few episodes, and even in my early childhood, right, where my mom would would take me grocery shopping, and I would be in the shopping cart, and I would be bitching and whining, and she was like, "Okay, I'm gonna show you how we shop for products." So she would say, "Okay, look at this brand of ketchup. Look at the other brand. You see the price different. Do you see how what is the quantity in each bottle?" So I was kind of brought up to look at an item and think of its price, and also think of, oh, is this something that I truly want? Is this something that I want, but is this something that I truly need? So that's another very important thing. And I guess that later in life, I guess I got some. got myself in pretty bad habits. I guess I wanted to, at some point, I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be liked. I wanted to be loved by others. I wanted to, I was very unhappy and unfulfilled. And yeah, I just bought a whole bunch of stuff, to try to make me feel better and to try to, just fit in and be accepted. That was my whole game, right? And I guess I also studied sustainability of the built environment and renewable energies. And while I was up in the oil patch, in the oil and gas industry, which I like to say the most sustainable industry in the whole world, which is very sarcastic. So in Canada, in the oil and gas in Fort McMurray, which we could call Fort McMoney, Fort McMisery, my roommate at the time would always say, "Stella, make your money, get the hell out." So, uh, what a contradiction. I was studying sustainability of the built environment and renewable energies, and I was a bus driver in the oil sands. And so I saw, I guess, the destruction and the environmental impact and the pollution and all that. And I thought to myself, okay, I'm making good money here. I'm going to pay for my education, which was in the US, so that was fairly expensive for me. And I thought, once I'm all done with that, I shall make a better impact, create a better impact and empower people, about that. And that also made me think about my own impact and what I was doing with my life, which was buying quite often stuff, to make me feel better. And last but not the least, recently I finished a program as an accompanying person, so it's a bit of a therapist program. So I guess that the sustainability education and the accompanying person program, those are really, um, helping people to work on the internal clutter and the external clutter. So create better impact. So to leave the world a better place than we found it. So
It almost sounds like, when you watch an episode of Hoarders, they have they have more than two experts, but they usually have one that's handling the person's feelings
uh,
and one that's organizing the person's stuff. But it sounds like you're really trying to get a handle on both of those for people. Is
absolutely.
that, oh, yeah, that's neat. 'Cause I guess watching the show, I watch the show. Right, right. I watch it for inspiration, not to do that. I guess
Mhm.
some shows are what to do, and some shows are what not to do. And that's a what not to do. But you wonder. To me, I always wonder how could that have gone so far off the rails that they could have gotten that bad. But how do you think that happens for those guys? Is inside it just you just stop? How do you think that happens? Do you
So
have a
I,
thought
I,
on that?
I like to think that we are born with. I always envision that, and I always, when I'm with a client, I always talk about how we are born with a somewhat heavy duty black trash bag. These glass, that you can put just about anything inside the bag, and the bag can take a lot of trash. So I guess that when we are born until up until now, I guess um, we just keep on filling our bag with lots of junk, with lots of trash, with which means we're filling it with not only sometimes bad food, but also bad thoughts, but sadness and frustrations. And actually, those are perfectly normal. They're perfectly natural. But the thing is that we keep them inside of us, those frustrations and those sadness, and we just don't acknowledge them. We just don't feel them, and we don't express them. So over time, it's accumulating, and it's a very what's the word? It's a very it's a very particular thing that happens. It's just too much. It's just overwhelming, and it's like poisoning us. It's like toxicity.
So
And
then some people just like crack and save all their stuff.
yeah, absolutely. It's like undeal. It's like we're not dealing. It's like not dealing with the things on a daily basis that are making us sad, or that are making us frustrated. It can be something very stupid. I'll give you an example. For the longest time, I would get so frustrated sometimes with someone who would, I was driving on a highway and someone would be tailgating me. So now what do? I'll give you just a small example. Now I yell like an hysterical person. But let me tell you, the more that I do it, the better that I feel, because this frustration that I have inside of me, you know, is kind of like a poison, is complete. It
Oh
makes me
yeah.
so angry. So I thought, I'm yelling, literally. So
You know what I do when I have a bad driver? Hey, how are you? I like being 10 times more nicer than I should be to them. And for some reason, it makes them mad. And that's like, thanks for cutting me off. I really appreciate that.
oh my goodness, okay, I gotta say that, the person would finally, um, pass me, and then I'm just with a big smile, and I'm
Yeah, see, there you go.
but the thing is, just that just this yelling thing, is like this energy that I have inside of me, that I'm releasing. So when I'm releasing that, it's like I feel more brand new, and I feel that it's a lot easier for me to make better decisions with my life, to stick to my commitments, stick to my good habits, to find new better habits that I can take daily. So
I think maybe I should try that, some yelling.
absolutely,
Just
absolutely.
no crying. I'm not, I'm not crying. Ask anybody. I'm not into crying.
Okay.
No, see, in our family, we were taught young. If you have an emotion bubbling up there, you stuff that right back down where it belongs. You don't let that out running around. Oh, geez.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, my friends make fun of me. Oh, Cynthia's on and Edith's on. Yay! Yay, yay, yay.
Hello,
We got
hello.
some buddies on.
Bonjour.
So feel free, you guys, to post some if you have some questions for Estelle. Um, you have a cute, I don't want to say cute, a nice short video, 3 video
Yeah,
series that people can watch. And I put the URL in the scrolling bar.
yeah.
But do you have a couple tips you can throw out if somebody like say, well, don't look behind me, but I'm working on my mess. I'm actually what's motivating me. I'm lowering how many items I have in my life because I realize I'm not going to always be living here probably, and I don't want to wait till I'm ready to move to all of a sudden have to deal with 10 million items. I don't have like I'm not a hoarder house, nothing like that, but I still have a lot of stuff. I have a big house and I have a lot of stuff, so that's been motivating me to weed out my stuff. So what do you think it usually what motivates someone to get started? They have a problem or they have something they're working towards. When does somebody usually come to you?
Well, it is often they're feeling quite anxious, and so this anxiety and this sadness and this frustration in life in general affect them so much that they just don't know where to start. They don't know what to
Oh.
do, and yeah, they feel very unfulfilled in their life, and they don't necessarily know why they're feeling that way. um, and so yeah, because I do both the internal and the external decluttering, right? So some
Mhm.
people, some women, they will contact me because they want to get started on the decluttering, of their stuff. And sometimes they don't necessarily contact me for that. They just contact me because they want to have a an internal decluttering session. And yeah, that's usually both are really connected, the internal and the external. They will feel very, yeah, very anxious. That's the main thing that I find, uh, and the difficulty of taking decisions. And that's very typical. That's very, very typical. And often there's a lot of trauma and a lot of things that have not been dealt with, which occurred in the past. So often, yes.
Yeah, that's it's fascinating stuff you got going on there. That must be neat how when someone contacts you, then you've got to really sort out, whether it's internal or external or a combination of the two. You've got to deal with that, right?
Absolutely. And usually we always start, I always start with the internal clutter, the emotional clutter, because the external clutter can be healed and can be dealt with a lot easier when we look inside. And I guess that if I just think of, for example, sustainability, for example, and reducing our environmental impact, it all starts with our decisions. It all starts with our habits. So that's the same thing with, oh, I'm trying to cut down on my stuff, and I have a difficult time getting on with it. And I don't know what's going on with me. I keep on buying all this stuff, and I keep on spending all this money. And it's just, look at all this money that I'm spending, look at all this stuff, and it doesn't bring me any joy. So it definitely starts from the inside, definitely.
Sandra said she's working on her clutter, hoping to move too. Yeah, it's not that I'm hoping to move. I'm actually hoping to stay. But the fact of the matter is, I have a big house, and my mother's she's getting ready to go into assisted living. I'm trying to make it so that you can understand because we had. I'm going to tell everybody what happened beforehand. I asked Estelle if she needed to take a powder room break before we started because because I always do because I'm on the clock. Hey, I got a 2 hour window. I always take a powder break, but she didn't understand what I meant when I said, do you need to powder your nose? And
Yes.
then I didn't know what else to say because I so I said, well, how about you need to take a tinkle, and she still that no, it didn't translate. So, am I correct in saying your primary language must be French in Quebec?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
this must be, is it hard to, or do you speak English quite a bit? You must,
I would say, I
because
mean,
you,
it's a good question, actually. Yeah, I guess it's a mix of both. I guess right now I'm living with my mom for 3 months because I'm moving to a different apartment. So obviously I'll speak French only with her. Um, with few people I'll speak French, but work-wise at the moment, with my business, it's mostly in English. Eventually I'll do a like my website. I'll make it in both. I'll put it in both languages. But to be honest, at the moment, the request for sessions with me are mostly in English and less in French. So I guess it's
no, I think it's fabulous that you can speak more than one language. I went up to Quebec actually and spoke for my main company, the one that I earned the most money with, um, quite a few years ago. It's probably 9 years ago. And it was one of the first times that I had a translator while I was doing a speech. And my speech was, an hour and something long. And I thought, this is going to be a train wreck because it's not that I try to be a comedian. I'm not trying to be a comedian, but I try to make it fun. So I'm expecting to hear a certain amount of, giggling or something during my thing, and I know where to expect to hear it. And I thought, there's no way the translator is going to be able to keep up, and I'm going to not hear what I expect to hear, and it's going to throw me off. So I got introduced to the translator. He was awesome. It was a guy. And I said to him, I said, how are you going to keep up. You talk and, translate and talk into the thing so that the audience can hear fast enough. You know what I mean? How are you going to be able to do that? And he said, I'm used to listening without hearing, so he doesn't listen to what he's saying. He just translates really fast. And he said, I've been married for like 20 years. I'm used to listening without hearing. And I'm like, that's pretty funny. But he was so fast. I couldn't even believe it. When I got home after, I actually sent him a big fruit basket because I was like so impressed. He sat in a little room with headphones on, and he was so fast that they laughed when I expected them to laugh. And the whole audience spoke French. I spoke only English. And I was just, wow. I was, wow. I don't know how, but he was so funny. He says, I don't process what you're saying. I just repeat it in French. And
Yes,
that was awesome, I guess. I don't know. That was cool.
that's
But
that's
yeah.
that's really great because I remember when I was in high school, probably I was learning English, and the teacher, he was an English speaking person, and he always said to us, "Make sure you keep that in mind. Always translate ideas, not words or sentences. Translate ideas." So the guy was basically listening to you, and he was translating your ideas,
Yeah,
and
he was going fast. I don't know. I don't know how they found him, but that was so awesome. I mean, I kept in touch with him for quite a while because I just thought that was so awesome. And that's a skill. That is a skill to be that fast, right?
absolutely. Yeah, he was probably really excellent at translating ideas.
Yeah, and I was actually a little afraid to do that one because I hadn't done something where the audience isn't speaking the same language I am, it was intimidating. I thought, do you ever feel that way?
I guess. I guess
Well,
sometimes, yeah.
probably because you can speak too. See,
Yes.
do you know? So here in the school system, we're close enough to you that I actually had an argument with the teacher up here because they wanted my kid to learn French, and I said, I need Spanish because I writes and that teacher tried to tell me that in the United States the number two language below English was French. And I said, no, maybe here in New Hampshire, but in actually the whole country, I need Spanish because I haven't ever had a customer for my company call me and not be able to speak with me because they spoke French. But I often have somebody that speaks Spanish that I can't, you know what I mean? So I want my kid to speak Spanish. But we're close. We're close as far as down the road. We must be 5 or 6 hours only from you, I think.
Probably. Definitely.
Yeah. How are they doing that at the border? Do you know? They're just saying, hey, the border's closed and nobody's going anywhere?
I guess that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe some certain people have permission to enter the US, but so far, I mean, I usually go to the US to travel once a year, but yeah,
Oh,
we
you're
can.
not going.
Yeah, we can.
Wow.
Yes, I guess that I'm yeah, I would be suspecting that some people, whether it's on foot, on or
Right.
air, you need a special permission to enter the US. So I'm
Well, next time you come down, feel free to stop here because you're right on the way to somewhere.
absolutely yes, yes,
Hey, we know each other from Bob Berg Success Alliance.
yes,
That is
yes.
awesome. Yeah, how do you know Bob by chance?
Um, well, it was in 2015 that I read his book,
Oh, the
The
Go
Go
Giver.
Giver. And then I guess I've been following him ever since, on and off. And I just love the guy. I love his books, and the guy is great. And a few weeks ago, there was an event that was showcased on LinkedIn. I guess it's the event called Beyond the Book, and then
Oh,
Bob was there, and he was talking about the Go Giver. And I thought, oh, wow, there's going to be a lot of people, and we won't have time to talk to him or ask any questions. And to my surprise, there was maybe, I don't know, 25 people or something. And I thought, well, that's my chance. I'm going to say a few words to him. And after the event, it was so strange. I thought, Well, I wish if this guy had some sort of what's the word? If he had like a membership or a course or something, I would.
And then he did.
He did. I saw that on LinkedIn because I'm connected to him on LinkedIn. I saw that he had the Go Giver Success Alliance, and I thought, where the hell's my credit card? You know.
Right. I thought the same thing. Yeah. I actually contacted him. Sorry, I got something in my eye. I hate that when that happens. I contacted him. I hadn't talked to him in a few years. I think it's because my kid was younger. And the years just went by there for a while. I have a 15-year-old, and right, and I hadn't talked to him a few years. I saw him a few years back though, before he did the Go Giver, and I thought he meets a lot of people and talks to a lot of people. So I thought there's actually some odds here he won't remember me, but he did. I was pretty excited about that. Yay! So I contacted him to tell him, ask him if he'd do one of these with me. And he said yes. And then I said, what do you got new for a project going? And he told me about that. And I'm like, as soon as I hung up with him, I got out my credit card because I'm like, oh, whenever I went to his live events, you always meet the most interesting people and entrepreneurial mindsets, which I love, you know what I mean? And really, really exciting people. And I keep in touch with all the people I met the last live event I went to of his, so it was funny. Do you mind if I tell you that I went to this one thing he did, and he had some big name speakers there, unknown to me. I didn't know them, but I mean, Bob Proctor, and
What?
he was. Well, this was a few years ago. It was after The Secret, though, but I didn't. I hadn't seen The Secret, but he'd already done it. So I mean, he was on his way to be a very huge, right? But Bob's like, because he's the only one I knew, and it's because I was in the Speakers Association with him in Boston, and he said, make sure you get your picture taken with Bob Proctor, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll humor Bob. Because I didn't know Bob Proctor. So like all these years later, I'm like, oh my God, that was Bob Proctor. So I like met him in person, have my picture with him. And at the time I didn't know who he was. The thing I liked about him though is he says his goal was the front of the plane, the back of the car. Yeah, that's my thing, really. Yeah. I don't necessarily like possessions, but I like stuff like special treatment. I like big hotel rooms and sitting in the back of the limo. That floats my boat for some reason.
Oh,
So I know.
that's fun. Wow.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. So in case anybody asks you that, that floats my boat. I don't necessarily like items though, because like I don't have like early on in my career with my main gig, they gave us, oh my God, it was a silver plated tea set or something. I'm sure it was nice and expensive and whatever, but I was living in a trailer park. You know what I mean? I'm like, next time I serve tea here in the trailer park, I'll get out my silver plated tea sets. You know, the items made no sense to me, but I could go somewhere and stay at a fancy hotel and no one knew I lived in the trailer park. And I could feel great about that. So I would rather stay in a fancy hotel than get a tea set. So I don't know if that's how that all happened, but
yes.
so what else have you done besides the consulting? Is this new?
I guess I started last year. I guess slowly but surely because I was still going on with freelance for a company, which I'm about to probably finish in the next few weeks, months. Because I really want to focus 100% on my business, which really is, I guess, it's my life mission. It's really what I'm all about, the clutter-free living, which really is clutter-free internally and clutter-free externally. So with the stuff and the people and the experience, so I
Yeah,
guess it's important.
you want to hear something funny? Tamra is one of my superstars on my main gig team from Michigan. She said, now you're getting fancy peacocks. So what happened? I don't know if you'll think this is funny or not. The company, my main company, um, they've been known for low and moderate price products in like health and beauty for 130 years, right? So at the convention last year, it was like a virtual convention, not live. They came out with this perfume bottle, and it was fancy looking. And I'm thinking, there you go. That's awesome. Now we're getting somewhere. We'll have this fancy little bottle to sell. And I thought, wow, you know what? And when you see something on like on a commercial, you think to yourself, you know what? If that's 24.95, that bottle's mine. You're thinking of a price that you're willing to pay. You know what I mean? And that's what I was thinking. I'm like, you know what? If that 24.95, that's mine all day long. And then he kept going on how great it was. And I thought, you know what? Even 34.99 and I'm in still. 34.99, I'm in. And guess how much it was?
I don't know. My goodness.
1,500 US.
What?
That's what we all said. We're all like, we, but I mean, it has like Swarovski crystals and it's gold plated and stuff. It just wasn't, I didn't expect that. So then it was kind of like a running joke about it because it was so far away from what we expected. It's gorgeous, but it's away from what we expected. Now, would I have bought one of those for myself? Not a million years. I'm not. I wouldn't have just because I liked it, but I was in the 34.95 range.
Yeah.
But they recently sent me one as a present, so that was nice. I've got it.
So it's
Yeah, if you stop at my house, I'll let you touch it. I feel like saying that when people come in,
yeah.
hey, you want to come touch my peacock?
Yes.
That sounds bad though, don't it? Yeah, Tamara says 39.99. Yeah, I was when you see stuff sometimes, I don't know if you do that, but I think, you know what, if that's $20, I'm buying that. It depends on the price or not, whether I really want it or not, I guess.
Exactly. Well, recently I purchased a pair of they're kind of a mix of sandals and shoes. They're all leather made, and they're
Oh, nice.
all is like I think it's recycled rubber and all that. And I looked at it very very well. I took the time to look at it, and the quality was quite excellent. That's something that I like to tell my clients. Always look at the quality. The quantity for sure, but the quality. And I thought, okay, I was looking for a pair, of sandals slash shoes, and they were exactly what I wanted. And I thought, I'm going to use them. I'm going to wear them often, and the price was good as well. They had a bit of a sale. So the price tag was quite interesting. So yeah, sometimes when I see something that I guess I'm kind of in love with, and I know that I'm going to use it. It's going to add value to my life. Something important to think about, the value. Um, I'm gonna buy this thing, and it's part of, and we're gonna have a long-term relationship because I'm gonna take care of you.
I like the way you run down the list though, because some people have a drop off point. Like my mother, for example, this is so funny, I think. Um, she's got some money saved up. She's 83, you know what I mean? So it's not like she's destitute. And she is not happy unless I buy generic tuna fish. And I said, Ma, sometimes you have to spend the 30 cents more so you're not eating cat food because the generic one is like cat food almost. And she won't have it. She puts in big block letters on the shopping list. Not the $3 one. I want the dollar one.
Oh
But
my
I
God.
think the quality makes a difference.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's not, I don't think people should always just go for the cheap one.
Exactly.
So, like you said, run down the list, right? Do you really want it? Do you really need it? Is it good quality?
Absolutely. And the price tag also, I mean, the price tag is very important, the quality is very important too. The thing is though, sometimes you'll go, I mean, often it happened to me, I go to a secondhand store, I find something that is high quality for a fraction of the price. Well, it's coming with me, because I know, because I know the quality is there and the price tag is more than interesting, right? And but the thing is, afterwards, it's the commitment that is very important. The commitment, and I'm gonna use it. I commit to use you, but I commit to taking care of you, to care for you, to love you, so that we can keep, have a good long-term relationship. Looks like it's like a human being almost, but no, that item, I'm gonna use it properly, care for it, love it, clean it, maintain it, and it's gonna last me for a long time. I have things, many things that I've had for such a long time, and they bring me a lot of joy because they've been in my life for so long, and they cost me maybe a fortune, but realistically speaking, in a way, they haven't.
That makes that makes so much sense though, because I don't think like lately I've been thinking, do I really would I really want like when I was doing my dream collage, would I really want my own cabin on a lake? Or would it be a better idea to rent it because I don't want to maintain it if I buy it myself? So I
Okay.
mean I think I've changed what I think about what I want by how I'll have to maintain it. You know what I mean? That's true of the car too. I'm not into cars in any way, but I'm happy driving an old car and keeping it clean and filled and oiled and whatever I have to do because I don't want to spend the money on a new car. It doesn't make sense to me.
Absolutely. It's like,
So
what I think maybe it was my boyfriend who would say, the second you, let's say you buy a brand new car, the second you get out of the car dealership, it's lost maybe $1,000 already. So, and I mean, my car, I've had it for 6 years now, and I love to care for it, to clean it, just like you, right? And to get it, its maintenance check.
I don't like to clean it
Maintenance.
myself, but no, no, you know what I pay for it's $20 US to go as many times as you want in a month through the Drive car wash thing
Oh, okay.
for 20. I think that's a good deal.
Yeah,
So
that's a very, very good deal because
so
about
yeah,
a
it's
car wash.
almost 20. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I make sure I go through at least once a week, but I do still pay to have it detailed once in a while in the inside. And I haven't done it since all the shutdowns have happened. I feel so bad for the next guy that's got to detail that van because in the meantime we got a dog and the dog goes all the time. So like there's this dog hair everywhere. Do you
Mhm.
have any pets, Estelle?
No, I don't. I don't.
Oh,
Uh, I used to.
oh.
I used to live with a cat. He was a big, a fuzzy buddy, how we call him. Charlie was, and he brought me so much joy. I really, really loved him. I was really able to have some very good moments with him. And yeah, and also I lived with a little pug for a few months, and I was crazy about her. Her owner was super busy at the time, and I just took her under my arm, I guess, and I
Oh,
went on car rides and stuff like that. I went to the coffee shop with her. Oh, so much. It was so much fun.
it must be harder to do pets if you're doing apartments right at the moment, huh?
Yes, correct. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I guess where I mean, where I'm going back to live, I'm just gonna be in a one-bedroom apartment this time instead of a studio apartment. The dogs are not allowed, but
Oh.
the cats are allowed. So I don't know. My boyfriend has two cats. Maybe I'll take one of them. And take him with me in my apartment, my new apartment.
Cats are fun. Cats
Yes,
are fun.
yes,
Uh,
You
I can't see their name, but it says, I always say, what the heck, I'm worth it, and buy the expensive purse. I still have for 3 years now. So yeah, if you're going to invest in something like that, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just, don't just buy it and shove it in a big pile in your house with the other expensive purses and not maintain it, because then that's like mean to yourself and mean to the purse.
absolutely. And that's one thing that I always tell my clients. I always say, um, make sure that if you are going to buy something that, you know, of course, it's something that you want. Of course, is this something that you need? Of course, but is this going to add value to your life? And are you willing to commit to create a long-term relationship with that object, which I think is very important, so because yeah, I mean, if you buy an expensive purse and it's great quality, well, thumbs up, chances are you'll keep it for a long or for a longer time, especially if you take good care of it. And yeah, if you buy a cheap quality purse that doesn't cost a whole lot of money, well,
Right. Yeah. The only thing that's sad about me is when I get something expensive like a purse or jewelry or something, I like point it out everywhere I go, because like, what's the fun? It's like, would you like to touch my purse?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah, this thing's awesome, right? My mother makes endless fun of me over that, by the way.
Oh my God.
She's so funny. Yeah, she would never buy anything like that. A matter of fact, for Christmas last year, what'd she say? She said, "Oh, well, she has a budget for spending on us kids, and it's been the same since we were like 14, and it's $100. So when she says, 'What do you want for Christmas?' she means, 'What do you want that is $100 or less?'" So, and see, we all know that going in, so we don't suggest stuff. But and this year she added the little caveat. She said, "And it can't be a purse," because she doesn't like, it's not that I buy a lot of purses, but I like, I don't know, I have a little Coach thing going on, a couple
Okay.
of them, not a lot, but I mean, like my little Coach wallet, though, I've used it every day for 3 years. To me, that was well worth the money, even though I pointed out to people when I have it, hey, I know that's kind of, I don't know, sad in a way.
That's kind of funny.
I don't usually just say, "Hey, look at my wallet." I'm like, "Would you like to touch my wallet?"
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of sad in a way. But yeah. But anyway, so what else have you got coming up? You got anything coming up? I saw that you did another interview.
Yes, yesterday that was pretty cool, with my fellow Canadian Tina Kalura. So that was a lot of fun, and yeah, she's a productivity business coach. So that was fun.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, we chat. That was really fun, and I guess in term business wise, I got a few things coming up. I'm about to do a stress management. I'm gonna start this a stress management workshop for a business. So that's the first time for me. I'm really looking forward to that. I set up the whole thing, and I mean it's stress management, but I'm really gonna talk about. I mean, obviously, I'll talk about stress, but I'm going to talk a lot about anxiety and emotions and internal clutter, right? So it's really going to be fun, and I would love to do that same workshop in other companies because it's once a week for 4 sessions, and that's good. That's going to be fun, and I also have some online courses coming up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you have like a newsletter people can sign up for so that they can find out about these things,
Yes,
right?
my website. They can sign up for the newsletter. No problem at all. Yes.
Well, that'll be awesome. I'm looking forward. I think the Go Giver Success Alliance on Wednesdays at 1 instead of
Mm,
11 this week.
yes, that's correct. Yes.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to being in there. We're doing Rachel's, they call it Rachel's
Yes.
Coffee
Yes.
House, right? Rachel's Coffee House, or just Rachel's Coffee. Um, I don't know if you're doing this, but once I started in the Alliance, I reread the books again because I'm like, I want to all these little references. I want to make sure I've got them because it's been a while. I'm in the blue one right now, the one with Alan and Augustine, the furniture, the
Okay.
blue book. Oh, so you got to go back and reread them if you
Yeah,
that
exactly.
right.
I have the red one. I have the green one, which is this Go Give Her Sell
Sell
More.
more. Yeah,
Yes, and then I think I did I purchase the blue one or the purple one. I'm not sure. Maybe I haven't got to it yet.
the
Yeah,
blue one's good though.
yeah.
Yeah. I actually have the physical book. I'm why my bookcases look funny is I'm trying to debook myself. Although Bob's got like tons and tons of books, but I do more on Kindle now. So to have this many books when I'm thinking about not having this much stuff, I need. So I'm debooking myself. Yeah, yeah. I know that sounds weird, but
No,
it's
no.
working out. I
You
don't
know
know.
what? I used to years ago. I bought an iPad, and I started buying all these books on my Kindle, right, from Amazon, and then it just goes straight in the Kindle app, which is great.
Yeah.
But the thing is, um, I started hating that because I want to go back to paper, to a paper
Oh,
version.
well, you know what I like about the Kindle one is because the phone I always have with me. It's just one of those things I always have the phone. So if I'm at a doctor's, because I do a lot of my mother bringing her to doctor's appointments or physical therapy or whatever, and the kid, we're at play rehearsal or soccer practices, a million other things, and I'm the driver. So I'm driving around and waiting at all these places. I don't always remember to lug a book around with me, but I got the phone.
Mhm.
So I can open the Kindle app and go to wherever I was just at. And I like that to be able to do that. So I end up reading a lot more on Kindle than I was reading in the book.
Hmm.
So, and the other thing is, I guess you know how you were saying you were buying stuff to make you feel better?
Hmm. Yeah,
Having that many books made me feel smarter. That's that makes no sense. Because unless you actually read the books and do something about what you read, it doesn't really affect your smartness. But it made me feel smarter to have that many books. But now I don't. It's not that I feel smarter or dumber. I just don't need the books as validation anymore. I am what I am. I don't need to see all the books to know that I am not going to wander around the woods by myself, right? You know what I mean?
correct. Yeah.
Is that a weird thing?
Oh no, 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 that's all good. Yeah, the validation. Yeah, that's completely the right word. The validation. You don't need the validation anymore, because
Yeah.
you can validate yourself. You can validate yourself all by yourself. You
Well,
know.
and it's not that I think I'm that smart. I'm at I'm trying to use what I got, and that's what I got. You know what I mean? I'm not necessarily. I know I'm not really smart, and I know I'm not like really stupid. I'm like in the middle somewhere, and I'm good with that. Is
Right on.
that?
Right on.
I can get stuff done, but right. And I don't mind that because I know some really, really smart people that are not even paying their own way in the world. So I don't think the level of smartness necessarily decides your level of productivity. And
Correct.
to me, that's. Uh-oh, Sue says your hair looks fabulous. Oh, Sue. No, this isn't staying because I we were Estelle and I were talking about this beforehand because I was practically apologizing for my hair color earlier. It was dark blue, as you might remember, and I liked that. I liked the dark blue, but now that this is too close to gray for me because I'm in getting old denial, and I'm fully committed to my denial. So the last thing I want is someone to think this is gray hair. So yeah, I think I'm pretty much decided I'm going back brown Wednesday. This is Wednesday's my regular appointment. So I have the choice of getting it blue again or moving on back to brown. So what do you think, Estelle?
Well, I love that color on you right now.
Really? Because I think it looks kind of grayish.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I like it.
It's gray. Well, it's probably blue green like mermaid, right?
It faded away a little bit, right? With those bright colors, they fade
It
away.
was really, really bright, right? I don't have any, yeah, I don't have any pictures, but it was bright, bright, bright like that. Yeah.
Yes.
And this is not what it
Yeah.
was.
Oh,
Oh, Sue says, I remember the dark blue, but it really looks good, this faded out blue. So yeah, I appreciate that, Sue, and I appreciate the compliment.
yes. So, are you gonna get your hair done before the meeting on Wednesday?
I think it's after.
Exactly. Okay.
I think it's in the afternoon because, yeah, I have a book. If it's not in the book, I don't know what's happening. My hair's not till 4,
Okay. Okay.
so that's that. Right now, Bo, my dog's up at the groomer,
Oh, nice.
and yeah, it's fun. But I didn't realize you haven't had a dog full time. That was your dog.
Correct. Yes.
I'll tell you a something I didn't know. um, the groomer, I thought the groomer was going to, wash the dog and cut the nails, which I expected. But the groomer says to me, I cleaned his anal gland. And I said, I don't know what that is. However, I do know what the word anal means. So I'm not, I don't, she said, do you want me to show you? No, I'm good with that. I don't know how or why one of those gets stuffed up or whatever happened that it needs to be cleaned. But yeah, she tells me every time I go up there that she did it, and I'm grateful. But I'm not interested in the full explanation, which she is more than willing to want to give me. So I don't know why those get stuffed up. I don't know where I have an idea where it's located. But oh, yeah. Did you know about that? Oh.
No, I did not know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how they clean it or why, whether you use your hand or an instrument. I don't even want to know. I'm like, right, that's exactly what I was thinking. Oh, yeah, yeah. Thanks for sharing, is what I said. Yeah, she had a nice compliment when I was just up there. She said she liked the hair. She hadn't seen it dark because I bring him to the groomer every 5 weeks. So I had gotten it colored right after I was there. So she didn't see it dark. But she said, You're always so fun. And I thought, This is awesome. I can be fun just having my hair a weird color. I don't even have to actually do anything and I can be fun. This is awesome. Oh, goodness gracious.
Uh,
Mm-mm-mm.
what is that thing you're drinking?
Oh, no, this is just vitamin water.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay.
know what's funny? Matter of fact, you're welcome to come down for it. I'm having a big pig roast party,
Oh my goodness.
um, right, July 24th, and it's for my team. The company gave me $5,000 US to have a big party for my team here. Isn't that awesome? So we're having a pig roast, and I'm trying to get a live band. I'm having trouble with that, but we're having some games in the yard and s'mores in the fire pit. We're having a whole big thing. And why I mention it is because every time I have a big party here, people leave stuff. And the last time I had a party, one of my friends, Teresa Paul, left like 4 bottles of vitamin water. I'd never tried it.
Okay.
And I drank them because she left them. I was eating all kind of weird stuff that people left here. And that was one of them. And I've drank it ever since. So sampling works, people. That's the moral of that story. I wouldn't have ever bought vitamin water myself.
Okay.
And I used it because someone left it at my house.
Okay. Why not?
I know that sounds weird, but so when we have big parties like that, stuff gets left here.
Oh, okay.
But you're welcome to come down. I'm expecting about 150 people in my backyard.
Oh,
And
wow.
I know, and some people stay. Most of them don't, but like probably 15 or 20 will stay. And we have cots and blow up mattresses and everything all over the house. So it's kind of like a college dorm room situation.
Nice.
I know. I
Love it.
know. Sometimes we make a weekend of it, but the actual party itself for the big crowd is about 3 hours, 4 hours on a Saturday.
Oh, wow.
So, but the guy doing the pig roast, I hadn't done that before, and I don't think I wouldn't want to be in charge of that because that was scary. You know, you see the pig's face and stuff. I'm not into that end of the animal either. You know what I mean? I didn't want to see it if I'm going to have some. So, but the guy that's into it, and he's in my downline. His wife is, and he loves doing that. He owns a little diner in Massachusetts, and he loves doing the pig roast. So he comes the night before and sets it all up. Oh, Tamara says there are hotels nearby too. So she's coming up and staying at a hotel from Michigan. She's coming over, but
Wow.
it's going to be fun. But yeah, the pig roast thing, it we went through. He had a big pig and it was gone. Everybody liked that part. That was good. It smelled good. I don't think I ate any because I saw the pig before he started. This time I'm not going to look.
That's good.
You know what I mean? When you get it served you on a plate at a restaurant or something, that's one thing. But
Correct.
seeing the face is, I don't like to see the face of the stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you're so into the environmental stuff. Are you also vegetarian?
absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Okay.
I
I
mean,
didn't know if those things go together. I
uh,
didn't know.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. But to be honest, I do like a good steak.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
having a good steak and chicken. And I mean, I don't eat meat necessarily every day, but when I have meat, I choose quality.
Right,
So that's
right.
the thing. So I go to the butcher. I mean, the steak will probably cost a bit more money, but the quality's there, and I'm getting you know a small amount, but it's quite enjoyable.
I like your emphasis on the quality part. So
Yeah,
you're not into like to the quantity, it's quality over quantity every time.
because I always tell my client, they say, "Oh, if I'm coming to you, will I have to cut down my stuff in half, and will I have to get rid of everything?" I said, no, not at all. And I'm not going to tell you, oh, just find things that are going to find you joy and spark that, because I think it's great, but I'd rather tell people, what are these things that you wish to pursue a long-term relationship with, those things that you are going to commit to take care of, rather than, you know, reducing all your possessions, which is not a bad idea, but to keep stuff that will be of use, things that you will be using, and things that you will truly love, that will add value to your life, so that eventually you can use them to add value to your outside world, to other people. So
But
that's
see, it seems like you're onto something here though, because if you sorted out your internal
clutter.
whatever is making you get a bunch of stuff, you wouldn't want to have just quantities of stuff.
Uh,
So they're not going to have to worry about how much they're going to have to get rid of because they're not going to want it all once they sort out their inside stuff. Is
Correct.
that? Oh, okay. So see, yay, I finally got it. I got it.
It's to empower, and I also love to empower. I envision a world where women are female pioneers, and they're self-empowered, and they feel confident, they're confident consumer, they purchase things that, okay, this is what I truly desire to have, and here's why. This is adding value to my life. I'm using it regularly, and I love it because I take care of it, and I maintain my stuff, and I care for it. So that's important.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Well, thank you very much for doing this today.
My
Okay, and everybody make sure you go on to Estelle's website. It's right on the scrolling bar and sign up. See the 3 videos. I was watching them already. They're awesome. And make sure you sign up for the newsletter so you can see what she's up to. Are you working on a book by chance?
Not yet, but
Oh, you got to do that.
yeah,
That's part
yeah.
of the whole thing, right?
Actually, I was talking with Kim the other day, right? Kim,
Oh, awesome.
the
Yeah,
word.
she was on last week.
Yes,
Yeah.
that kind of inspired me that maybe I could write a book. So I think I'm gonna get onto it at some point.
Oh, you should. That
Yeah.
would be fabulous.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much. And I guess
You,
that's it for today. I
you
really
bet.
appreciate you spending time with us. And thank you, everybody. We will talk to you later.
Thank you very much.